wife is your partner, not your mom. Your wife is your partner, not your mom. She is not a living maid or a hired cleaning crew, so she shouldn't have to pick up after you.
Yeah, she's right. She's not his mum, because mums know how to take care of somebody that they love without acting like it's beneath them. If modern women today can't handle the basic teamwork requirements of a partnership, maybe the issue isn't men's expectations, but women's inability to meet them. Because this narrative of the lazy man exploiting the poor, overworked woman is so tired. Women need to wake up to their privilege and their entitlement. In the vast majority of modern relationships, it is men who are being exploited by women. To whinge and complain about how hard you have it as a woman is sexist, tone deaf, and just plain factually wrong. Look at this graph. This shows how many hours of housework mothers and fathers have been contributing to the household over the decades. And you can see while women's household contributions have halved, men's have more than doubled. Or look at this graph, parents' childcare time. In 4 decades, the average time that mothers spend with their children has increased from 10.2 hours to 13.5 hours. That's an increase of just 32%. Whereas fathers have increased their time with children from 2.5 hours to 7.3 hours, an increase of 192%. In all of Western civilization, there has never been a time in history where men have contributed more. Yet modern women are so shameless that they have the audacity to pretend that them occasionally picking up their husband's socks is the equivalent of the Handmaid's Tale. If feminism had any integrity, it would be celebrating modern men as heroes. Look how much you guys have improved. Look at how much you guys do now. We are so grateful and thankful. But no, modern women look at these two graphs and say, but look, it's still not equal. Men are still not doing as much as women. That means I'm oppressed. I'm a victim. Marriage is set up to abuse and exploit women. Well, if you are attached to that narrative, you're not going to want to see this next graph. How's that for equality? When it comes to hours spent in the workforce, slaving away, making the money so you can pay all the bills, fathers are working 37.1 hours a week and mothers just 21.4 hours. In fact, let's add up all the hours together so we can see how much mothers and fathers are both contributing to the household. So fathers spend 9.8 hours on housework, 7.3 hours on childcare, and 37.1 hours at work. In total, contributing 54.2 hours a week contributing to the family. Mothers spend 17.8 hours doing housework, 13.5 hours doing childcare, and 21.4 hours at work. A grand total of 52.7 hours, on average less than fathers. Seems like men everywhere are owed labor. There's a couple of hours of discrepancy that women have to make up for. I have a lot to say about this. But first, as men, I'm sure that we can all agree that when we are doing housework, cooking, cleaning, it is a lot more enjoyable to do that work while listening to music or a podcast or an audiobook. Raycon, the sponsor of today's video, with their premium earbuds can facilitate that. Every night when I'm doing the dishes, I plug in. But instead of fiddling around with messy headphone cords that get caught on the cupboard handles, I pop in my Raycon earbuds, I listen to an audiobook, and the job gets done quickly. The new feature of active noise cancellation means that I'm not bothered by the clunk and thud of me moving the dishes around. And Raycon's latest model is better than ever with 32 hours of battery life. But even if you forget to charge them, this convenient protective case cover, which has a very cool design by the way, supports wireless charging. You can drop them in for just 10 minutes and get 90 minutes of battery life. It's an amazing product at an affordable price. And if for whatever reason you're not happy, they offer a 30-day happiness guarantee. That's their return policy, no questions asked. So go to buyraycon.com/AlexGrace to get 20% off site-wide. That's right, you're going to get 20% off everything on Raycon's website, including 20% off all headphones too when you go to buyraycon.com/AlexGrace. Okay, back to the fact that men are actually contributing more household hours than women are. Obviously, I don't recommend some petty approach where you're counting every single hour. On the whole, men are actually glad to put in a bit more effort. We're happy to be generous. Take a couple of extra hours on a Friday night, chat to your friends, scroll through your phone. Men generally are happy to sacrifice for the comfort of women. And in return, we only ask one thing, one simple thing. Stop whining. Stop pretending that modern society is some abusive, exploitative, patriarchal nightmare for women, and that your marriage to your husband is oppressive. It's 2025. You're a woman in a Western country. You're in a relationship with a man that you voluntarily signed up for. Nobody forced you to be with him. You are not oppressed. You are very fortunate and privileged. And acting like supporting your husband and doing his laundry is beneath you is pathetic. You should be spending your time helping your husband, showing gratitude, not making videos like this.
Your wife is your partner, not your mom. Your wife is your partner, not your mom. She is not a living maid or a hired cleaning crew, so she shouldn't have to pick up after you.
Yeah, I really don't think women want to start this game. They are not going to enjoy having it flipped on them. Oh, honey, you're feeling sad? You want me to hold you while you cry? Make you feel better just like your dad did when you were a little girl? Well, sorry, I am not your dad. That's not my job. Oh, you want some money? You want to buy yourself something nice? You want to go out in the evening and spend time with your friends and spend some money? Well, what do you think I am? Your dad? You think I'm going to give you an allowance? That is not my role. There is zero money coming from me. This is just another example of Schrodinger's feminism. Anything that a father might do traditionally to support his daughter, protection, comforting, providing, husbands need to provide that for their wives, and if they don't, they are abusive. But anything that a mother would traditionally do for her son, cooking them meals, doing their laundry, expecting that behavior from your wife, that's exploitation, that's abuse. There was this TikTok trend that went crazy viral recently that showcases this double standard so well. It was women pranking their boyfriends and husbands. Here's what they would do. They would approach their boyfriends or husbands and say, I don't have enough money to pay the mortgage this month, to pay the bills, to pay the rent, whatever it is. And you're meant to film his organic reaction. I'm going to show you some of the reactions that women got.
I'm not going to be able to pay the mortgage this month.
I got you. What?
I can't pay the mortgage this month. I'm so sorry.
We're good. Do we have another house?
No.
Next month, I won't be able to help pay the mortgage.
Did you help pay it last month?
I mean, I'm sure I can contribute it in some ways.
You didn't. Newsflash, I've been paying it.
I can't pay the mortgage this month.
Can't pay the mortgage. Do you know who our mortgage provider?
No, I don't.
But I wanted to pay it, and I can't pay it.
But
you don't even know how to pay it. You don't even know who our mortgage company is.
If you can't pay it, Apple will pay it.
David, I really can't pay the rent this month.
Well,
I can't help you.
we were really depending on that.
I spent it all, and I don't even think I'm gonna have rent for next month too. So I'm just letting you know now. So,
Babe,
yes.
when have you ever paid rent? Ever?
Yeah, don't do me like that.
Ever?
Don't do me
Ever? Where do you go to pay rent? Where do you even go? Who do we go pay rent to? You don't even know. Stop pissing me. I'm trying to pay.
I don't know what women thought that this prank was meant to show. But what this TikTok trend revealed is that there's millions of women out there who are depending completely on their husbands for financial support. They have clearly gone from living off the resources of their father to living off the resources of their boyfriend or husband. And so what was the reaction from modern women? Were they morally outraged? How dare these women treat their husbands like they are their fathers? Using them for money, you can't do that with your spouse. Nah, instead you found comments like this. Where are y'all finding these men? May this love find me. This is my love language, lol. The fact that these women don't contribute anything financially is seen as something funny, cute, endearing. Women are actively trying to manifest relationships like this. I wonder what the response online would have been if we had reversed the genders for the prank. And we had men going up to their wives and girlfriends and saying, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to help with the cleaning this month. The double standards against men are insane. And modern women have the nerve to complain that it is them who are the victims of sexism. The truth is, you don't need to be ashamed for taking inspiration for your relationship from your opposite gender parent. That's normal, that's natural. Of course women treat their husbands like their dads. Of course men treat their wives like their mothers. There's nothing more natural in the world. Where on earth do you think you learn your ideas about masculinity and femininity? This is nothing to be ashamed of, and I'm going to spend the rest of the video explaining why this is normal and healthy. So if you've ever been curious about the relationship that you have with your mum and how that has impacted your expectations for romantic relationships, you're going to want to watch the rest of this video. You can do that by coming over and signing up at my Patreon page. That's where I post the full-length versions of my videos, where I go into a lot more depth. What I post here on YouTube, these are just shortened, abridged versions. The full-length versions, uncut, are available on Patreon.